Hey everyone, it's Sabina Matharo here and welcome to today's presentation. I am delighted that you decided to spend some time with me and we're going to get straight into this because you're going to love it. Over the course of the last few years, I've grown and scaled from complete scratch a coaching and training business that does multiple six figures every single year. And this is the big question. With all the distraction and gazillion of possible online strategies, what is the quickest and easiest way to create 20K a month in 30 days and set something up that is consistent and does all the heavy lifting? What would this process be? And this presentation today and this webinar is going to cover exactly that. How to make consistent 20K a month without creating daily content, DMs, and being a slave to social media. And by the way, you don't need to have any existing following. So I'm going to cover a unique three-step approach that instills confidence and simplifies the process. So number one, we will grab the attention of the right people. We're going to use a filtration process, which is number two. And in phase three, we're using the powerful strategy to turn on traffic and get more people seeing your stuff. And just so that you know, it's not just me who this has worked for, it's just selling coaching to other coaches. My methods have been proven in almost any industry imaginable all over the world. So let me show you a couple of examples. We've helped almost 1,000 female entrepreneurs over the past 10 years, as you can see, including like nutritionists, fashion stylists, photography, spiritual mentors, mindset, well-being, you name it, love, relationship, career, leadership coaches. For example, here's Helena. She is a career and leadership coach. She wanted to move into group coaching and she used to charge by the hour. And she was really unclear around her offering and how to approach high-paying clients. Now she's got consistently attracting executive directors and sells her group programs into corporates where she is comfortable able to sort of command five-figure price tags. As you can see here, she just messaged me and said, I just booked a client for 15,000. Another example here is the English language teacher, Jenny. She was totally fed up with weeding through content online and the slow pace of organic marketing and trying to find the right clients. She then 20x'd her prices, and now she attracts, again, executives and corporate clients through this three-step system that I'm going to share with you today. And she also messaged me and said that she had already signed up 6 clients. Now, before we dive into this, it goes probably without saying, nothing I say here today is a guarantee of income for you. It's obviously, common sense. I don't know who you are. I don't know whether you will actually implement, but what I teach you here today. But what I can promise you is that I will share with you exactly what I would do in the next 30 days, and I've done as well myself, to get to 20K a month as quickly as humanly possible. And I truly believe it's a plan that you could follow too if you're willing to implement it. Now, chances are that you have already a program, a product, a coaching that you're desperate, to help other people with, and you've got something good. But all these things are getting in your way, right? It's like this: creating content, posting on social media, growing a Facebook group and Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok and LinkedIn, and working for free, everything under the sun, right? But nothing's working. And that means that you may sit and do nothing because you are super overwhelmed. And your attention has actually been pulled into so many conflicting directions. You've got something amazing, and you know that, right? You can help people. You're on this journey, but it's like a roller coaster. Perhaps your business is yet to take off. You could accept a client tomorrow. You've got something to sell, but you just don't have enough people actually interested. And maybe you're making a little bit of money each month, but it feels very up and down. It feels like a yo-yo, and there is no consistency. Now that leaves you feeling demotivated, and you have those downs, up and downs moments, obviously. And perhaps you're even thinking you should just call it a day. And your next journey now is really trying to get to the dream 10 to 20,000 per month, right? You know it's possible, but you're struggling to find the path to get there. So if you're there, give me a yes in the chat. Let me know, does this resonate? But I'm totally pleased that you're here, and you're not going to give up, right? You're here, you showed up, and you want to change that for you so that you can actually gain that clarity and that certainty as well. So let's talk a bit about clarity and certainty and what it means to actually create predictable income in your business. Okay, so what will it mean, really? It's certainty, predictability, clarity that produces that income over and over again that you desire. Let's just imagine for one moment you've got that business, you're in control of your time, you choose when and how much you want to work, and you never need to ask any holidays again. And you have this business that still works whilst you're away, and you choose where and when you want to work as well, and who you want to work with, most importantly. So how does that feel? Let me know in the chat. How does that feel to you? Now, there may be a little nagging voice now in the back of your mind, it say, it's hard, I'm too late. Um, and the market is saturated, but let me tell you this, you've got to change the way you're thinking and approaching this, because it's not harder now to get started, it's not more competitive, it's not more saturated. Know this, the online marketing space has changed and evolved over time. And so if you're finding it hard to grow your business right now, chances are it's not actually hard. You're just not doing the right things. You may be doing the wrong things. You're not following the strategies that are working right now. Maybe you're following strategies that have worked some time ago. So therefore, it feels hard. And so I'm going to share with you what's actually working today, how to make sure that you're doing the right things to get your business on track and start generating some of these new clients in the next 30 days. So what you're going to be learning today really is a predictable way to land new high-paying clients every single day, and how to only work with those clients that you actually liked working with you, and then charge what you're worth without feeling icky. Have a greater impact on clients and get them to see results, and actually enjoy your business again and be in control when and how much you want to work, and make your business work for you and not against you. So what I'm glad to teach works for anything like online training, progress courses, group coaching, one-to-one done for you, and an agency service in any industry. And we are talking about turning strangers into clients in less than 48 hours. And we do this without having to post endlessly on social media. We're doing it without having to spam people on DMs, or having to give away stuff for free, or needing to be this tech guru and create complex funnels, or any previous results. So fresh start, take notes. We'll go through this really, really quickly. Before we really dive in at just really who am I actually, I'm Sabine Mathari. As you can see, I'm a mother of two beautiful children, and I decided to start my own business when they were born. And I came out of this very hectic, very busy corporate career, and I was traveling for work almost 100% of the time. So it was not sustainable, and I never was around. I felt exhausted. The kids obviously meant huge lifestyle change for me, and I wanted to be with them and see them grow up and just be flexible around their school holidays. So these photos here, this is my humble beginnings, let's say. It was so me starting off high hopes, a couple of weird outfits, maybe weird hair as well. But, suddenly had lots and lots of ups and downs, and times where even my husband urged me to get back to a real job, because I had a really good job back then. And those times were really hard, and I felt like a failure, but I didn't give up. I kept investing in mentors and found out about the next best thing. Obviously, I also had shiny object syndrome. And back then it was challenges. So on the right hand side, you can see here, I was kind of, remember, I had been working really hard for months and created my first life challenge. It was a lot of moving parts, and I was showing off my workbook there. But anyways, I ended up running this challenge, and I did 17,000 pounds, which was amazing. I realized that I had something amazing, and that actually crushed my limiting beliefs. That was the turning point, and I started to show up more and more. And then fast forward, and that was obviously a couple of years ago, I then wrote a few books, ran events. More recently, I was invited to speak on radio, podcasts, got featured in magazines, and also worked with corporate organizations. But still, I have to say, speaking, networking, and all the doing challenging podcasting, writing, whilst I'm enjoying it, it still feels like a lot of work, and I have to constantly kind of show up. And so many of you may now think you need to build up this large following, and you need to constantly show up on social media to be good on camera to make it in this industry. And I thought so too, absolutely. But I really started to wonder, is there a way that I can put in place a system where I can save time, spend that time with my family instead, and I don't need to show up live consistently, and it still brings in the sales? Well, and the answer is good news, yes, and I will show it to you today. And just to say, this approach is working for any industry. But it's just a side note, the price point needs to be over $2,000. And I will explain the math later on and as to why. So what has it done for me? I've definitely been able to eliminate repetitive work stress and overwhelm, so much so that it's also allowed me to be more present with my family, go on holiday. Summer and winter, as you can see, I love skiing. I'm from Austria originally, and explore new cultures as well and create those precious memories. In addition, I have now full support in my business and also the ability to continuously develop my own skill sets, like mindset, well-being as well, because I'm now working with a range of coaches. For example, spending a week at the Amalfi Coast there in Italy at a women's mindset retreat. The game plan here today is that I show you the easy way and I give you the shortcut. So you don't have to go through all the learning curves that I've had to go through. So the reality is you've got something good. You've got a course, you've got a coaching business, a service, you've got something that you want to sell. You've got some way to serve your clients, but you're trying to do so much. Now, just so you know, who's this stuff for really? And if this is for you, if you're an expert coach, consultant, course creator, you're serious about this, you have a serious entrepreneur mindset, and you've got the knowledge that you want to monetize, you've tried some marketing, but not really gotten the desired results, and you've got no strategy to consistently get the clients, and you've had some results, but now struggle to keep going or scale. And however, this is not for you if you're just looking for a way to make quick buck, quick money online. You sell low ticket programs, as I said, below 2,000, or e-commerce, Shopify, ebook, brick and mortar business is not really for you. You've got small goals and this is just a side hustle. You don't want to grow your online business, or you're terrified of investing. I mean, the thing is, you've got to invest in your business. To grow the business takes time and investment. You've got to spend your capital investment wisely and on the right things. And it's also not for you if you're extremely time poor. I mean, perhaps you're not prioritizing to make these changes. If you just got 20 minutes a day to put this into your business, then I'm not going to be able to help you. Now, here's what we're going to be covering today. There's 3 parts in this presentation. Number 1, the 5 biggest mistakes that separates the struggling coaches and consultants from those that make consistent 6 and 7 figures. Part 2 are the 3 things we need to hit 20K a month in 30 days. And part 3 is how to automate your customer acquisition so you can focus on what you do best and love doing, which is perhaps, your coaching and services, to generate more sales and doing less. Now, let's dive right into part 1, the 5 biggest mistakes that separates the struggling coaches and consultants from those that make consistent 6 and 7 figures. Now, mistake number 1 is comparing themselves, like perhaps yourself, you're comparing yourself with the competition. You might think you're too late to the game and that customers buy from others, more established coaches and consultants. Perhaps you keep comparing yourself to the competition and you think that you don't have what it takes. It makes you doubt yourself and procrastinate, which stops you from showing up. What we need to do instead is we need to create an offer that is unique to us, a solution only we can provide, so we can make the competition irrelevant. Now, in order to do so, we need to become incomparable, and only then we blow the competition out the water. Then mistake number 2, we've got complex systems and funnels. We think we need all these automation, lots of things linking to things, emails, pages, membership areas, and list goes on. We need a very simple process, which I will share with you in part 3 of this presentation. Mistake number 3, it's people think that they need to cater for as many clients as possible at different price points. So you got lots and lots of ideas, but don't really stick with one idea and hence don't follow through. Instead, we keep on swapping and changing, right? We create new programs every month, put in a lot of work, maybe even create course content, sales pages, checkout membership pages, put it out on social media, but then nobody buys. Then they create another program and all the time is wasted and we're going round and round in circles. Does it resonate? Give me a yes in the chat if that resonates. And even if people buy, then now, you got to have to fulfill all these other programs as well. And it becomes so complex to cater for everyone. And it's actually lots more work for potentially only little reward when you do the overall math. So instead, we need to simplify the launch process, focus on one program and scale that. Mistake number 4, we don't have enough eyeballs. So how many of you have seen this? Like, that you may have this amazing offer, a working sales funnel even, but there aren't enough people seeing the offer and consuming the information. That is really a make or break factor in any business. So many entrepreneurs are posting on social media and hope they will make sales organically. However, investing in advertising and doing this correctly and consistently will help with the heavy lifting and the scaling. And mistake number 5 is not investing to grow the business. So they've got the sense of false economy around investing, sort of do it yourself, watching videos, reading books, and investing in low ticket offers, which makes them go around in circles. Because number one, they don't have they don't know how this relates to the business, and number 2, nobody's there to help them to implement and keep them accountable. Number 3, it only gives them a small piece of the puzzle. When things aren't working, there's really nobody there who can ask and get a complete solution basically to make it work. Again, give me a yes in the chat if this is something that you've experienced as well. So, the false economy is here that people think that they can do it on the cheap, and then they go around in circles and waste a lot of time and losing all this potential. Whereas they could have already made some good income if they had chosen to invest in the right things from the very beginning. Now, let's go into part 2. I'm excited about this because these are the 3 things we need to hit 20K a month in 30 days. So first I'm going to talk about what these 3 things are, and then I'll go into each element in more detail. So the 3 things are clarity, connection, and conversion. Right, let's talk about clarity. Clarity is about having clarity around, obviously, your target market, your message, and your offer. And chances are that you may already have your offer, you know who you want to sell to, but nobody's coming to your offer and giving you money because, they're maybe not seeing it or whatever it is, and they're not becoming a client. Maybe they are seeing the offer, but they don't buy for whatever reason. And this is what we have to fix. And the other 2 things are just going to help that. So, for example, Christine and Nikki, they're parenting and leadership coaches, and they said, we have been working with so many previous mentors who did not understand us and what we wanted. With your help, we honed in our niche and finally created something that truly aligns with who we are. We have been able to position ourselves as premium in the marketplace and attract our ideal clients who can afford us. And here's Noreen. She is an equine therapist. She did have an offer, but nobody bought it. We helped her to create that unique offer and stand out from the market. And shortly after, she was more confident around showing up, talking about her subject matter in magazines, podcasts, radio, as well as running her own events, all within the space of 12 months, which resulted in her creating consistent income and getting nominated to be even Businesswoman of the Year in Ireland. Number 2, connection. So once we've got the offer dialed in, we need to get your ideal clients to see it. We need to drive traffic. So how do we do this? With speed and ease. So let's talk about free versus paid strategies for a moment. So let's talk about free strategies. So having been in this industry and having done pretty much all, I have to say, it is a minefield. There are so many things we could or should do. Do these strategies truly deliver, or is it a false economy? So let's look into this. So what are strategies, free strategies? So it's obviously you put in time and you create content. It could be audio, video, written. It is very long term, and there's definitely no guarantee for any sales, and it could really waste time. You need to invest your time, which again, you will never get back. What are the popular strategies? So one of the more popular strategies which I have tried to make work, number 1, growing a Facebook group. So there's a big popular strategy, obviously building community, drop content and value, and offer them to book a call. Now I went really hard on this strategy and worked with I think even 3 coaches on this in my lifetime, increased my Facebook group from 800 to 1,200 members in the space of only 4 weeks, and then launched into the group with 0 results. Now I did this 3 more times because I thought maybe it's just a one-off, and again, nothing to show for. What I've noticed is that Facebook is actually dramatically reducing the reach to the members in your group. And even if you have hundreds or thousands, like let's say thousands in your group, only a handful of people would see that post. Why is that? Because Facebook is pushing ads. You need to be paid, to pay to be seen. Number two, posting on social media. So I must say that despite writing a few books, I find it still hard, and I'm definitely inconsistent when it comes to content creation. Hands up. But let's think about it. How can we generate 20K a month consistently as fast as possible? It's not by posting on social media daily, because that takes time and it's a long-term strategy. Number three, messenger and conversations. Like, I hated it, commenting on people's posts using a VA and send thousands of messages. Actually, no one becomes a client, and because there's no credibility here, you message them because it looks like you don't really know how you generate clients. And I really didn't like it. I tried it, but I didn't really like it. And there's plenty of others, like launches and challenges, which I did in the beginning. Lots of work involved to get it up and running, and still you then have to fill those launches and challenges in addition. Then we've got referrals, word of mouth. It works, but you can only scale it to a certain amount. It's not predictable and consistent. And then number six is your low ticket funnels. So it's very complex to set up. Low ticket means anything sort of like $17, $47, $97. It's slow growth. And if you want to do 20K a month, you may need hundreds of sales. So in a nutshell, these strategies didn't work for me, and there's a good chance that they won't work for you either. Now, in addition, they're slow and unique clients now. So what we need is guaranteed qualified traffic and speed. So you may have already guessed it, we need paid traffic, so which is paid ads. It's like turning on a tap and having traffic flooding to your funnel, and you can hand select who you want to see it. Ads allow you to be more in control of that process. It creates predictable income, sustainability, and allows you to scale as much as you like. It means posting on social media, connecting with people, and fingers crossed someone will buy. That is actually called hope marketing, and you can't build a business on hope. Now, you want to be in control of this process. And if you turn on the tap and then hand select who we want to target, and go from stranger to a client in less than 48 hours. And just to prove this strategy works, Facebook actually reports over $100 billion were spent on their ad platform alone in the last 12 months period. So how can we make this work for ourselves? The last element is that we actually need the conversion. So we're going to talk about this now in more detail. So the conversion, remember, if we want speed 20K a month, so we need a simple system that can be put in place, perhaps even within 14 days, maybe maximum 4 weeks time, because we don't want to forever put this system in place. We want to actually make the system work for you. We want to bring in leads that turns them into hot prospects within 24 to 48 hours. And we want one high ticket offer, minimum $2,000. So let's go into detail around what this system actually looks like. So how do you automate the customer acquisition so that you can focus on what you do best and love doing, and generate more sales and doing less? So we'll be going over how to create speed and consistency whilst keeping things super simple. And obviously what we want to do is we want to get away from the 80% of marketing and only doing 20% of coaching. And we can even do this without having to spend our personal money and then reinvest with profits to fuel the engine. So let me share with you an example around this. So first and foremost, this is an engine, okay? So this is how we can scale and grow. And by the way, this is even for you if you're new. And if you don't have any audience, okay, this really works. We turn on the faucet and get traffic. We then send people directly to your stuff and get them to book a call. And we do this on a daily basis. So rather than spending weeks and months, time, energy, stress, frustration to generate traffic, instead, instantly, we can get traffic by spending a bit of money, and we're in profit within 24 to 48 hours. So how does this work? So firstly, let's talk about social media platforms. So which platform would I choose? Well, one of the best platforms right now is YouTube. It's really made simple. There's advanced targeting, and there are actually more serious buyers and cheaper than Facebook ads as well. Also, think about the platform itself, YouTube. Most people go and search for video content. They're already searching and sort of like how to do videos. And so they're far more likely to register for example, a webinar here on YouTube. It's easier to get your video in front of the right people. And the best strategy here is to get them to register for a webinar. Okay, so basically you're sending video content to video content. So if you have a YouTube ad, which tends to be video, you send it to your video content. So they already like to consume video anyway. And we all know that we need to lead with value. And a webinar like this one you're in right now, it's a great way to build a relationship with your potential clients faster than anywhere else. And most of the sales funnels actually don't allow you to do that, or they're very slow or lose people along the way. And you have people's undivided attention. And if you share some really cool stuff like I'm doing today, some of you will be tempted to become a client and see how we can help you further. So we are in a distraction-rich world right now, and the attention span of someone on social media is but a few seconds. Whereas if it can get someone on a webinar like you're here right now, and I appreciate you paying attention, if you can do that and achieve that, you have a far greater chance of someone consuming your information. And if you do that, and they'll continue on the journey to see how you could help them with the problem that they have. Now, you may say webinars don't work anymore, they're saturated, outdated. Well, guess what? Those people don't know what they're actually talking about, because success leaves clues. Look at some of the established coaches: Gabby Bernstein, Marie Forleo, Amy Porterfield, Tony Robbins, and Dean Graziosi. They all do webinars all the time. In fact, they actually launch every single year. And guess what? The vehicle to do that and sell their products, to generate those clients, it's the webinars. So it's not that the webinars don't work. It's not that you have to, you got to stay with the times. They're actually different now. The way we do webinars, we use them differently. It has evolved and it has really changed. And there are things we need to do very, very differently. So let's see what's actually possible. So picture this: you could invest $500 and get a $3,000 client out. Now, look at the time frame, 24 to 48 hours. How is this possible? Now, I want to get targeted hot prospects on the phone with me who are willing to invest in my coaching, my courses. And I want the path of least resistance. So step one, we advertise on YouTube, and we'll send them in step two to a registration page where it captures their details. This way, by the way, you can also build your email list and you can contact them again and again. Number three is that we use a webinar presentation, or we can do them live, or we can even do them automated. So there are different reasons why we'd actually use one over the other. But ultimately, getting someone into an environment where they can consume information like you're doing right now. This is the best, most powerful way to provide value and excite an audience for what it is that you have next. So let's brainstorm some examples for you. So who have we got in this room today? Let me know. Have you got any ideas around a webinar topic, like let's say photography, right? You could share the 5 top mistakes people make around their branding or selfies and move them toward why they need your services, or how to find the ideal image and material to post that speaks to their ideal audience, or how to look confident and comfortable in front of the camera. These are all ideas for webinars. And then in step 4, what we do is we invite someone to inquire about becoming a client and what that looks like. So we take them through a process to book a call with you and fill out a simple application form. And that means you're only getting on the phone with qualified prospects. So again, I've got 30 days to get to 20K a month. I really don't have time to speak to people on the phone that are time wasters. And you and I, right? You'd need to only be on the phone with the hot prospects that are super targeted and ready to become a client. And that's what the process does. The way I look at this is, it's a webinar is like your gatekeeper. It's protecting your time, and it's turning someone from a stranger to someone who's excited about you and your service, and perhaps even becoming a quality high paying client within 24 to 48 hours. So that's your step 4. And what's really cool is the webinar actually being the gatekeeper means that you only have the right people moving forward. Now, just imagine for a moment, 30 to 50% of people you spoke to actually signed up, not having to be salesy because they're already pre-sold and excited, having some great authentic conversations and looking forward to getting on the call with potential clients and not feeling under pressure. And then obviously being in a position to turn people away because they're not a good fit and you have so many people to choose from. And having some more time to work with your clients because you're getting people on the phone on a daily basis on autopilot. Now, let's say you spend $750 on some paid traffic and getting some of the right people to see what you've got. And on the other end, you generate $3,000. So the thing is, rather than spending weeks or months and much of your time, energy, stress, frustration to generate traffic organically, instead, instantly we can generate traffic by spending a bit of money and we're in profit. Now imagine even if it went up to $1,000 to generate a client, that is 2,000 in profit. Now you might say now I'd rather generate clients for free. Yes, it's totally possible, and I still use some organic long-term strategies too, but it will take much longer. And what creates the consistency is the paid traffic. And what creates the hands-off client conversion is the powerful backend. And combined, it is just a rocket ship. So consider if you did invest 1,000 and create a profit of 2,000, that would be better than no dollars, because if you continue the path you're going, you likely you know you're not going to have any clients next month or the month after. So rather than not getting any clients or going through a lot of headache, spend a bit of money and create a profit. And we make more than the cost of the traffic, then obviously we're in profit and we still make money, which you would have never had in the first place. So when you first run ads, you can even spend it on a credit card. So spend someone else's money and use the profit to scale. So when I got started, it didn't cost me anything out of pocket, because you turn leads into customers in 24 to 48 hours. So you can actually pay off the credit card at the end of the month and reinvest the profits. And really, the big thing here is it's all about speed of implementation and speed of getting results. Now, you can't afford to keep doing what you're currently doing. And I think even Simon Cowell would agree with that. And the reality is, if you know that it's possible to hit 10,000 or even the 20,000 mark, like the goal that we're shooting for here, then the reality is every single month that goes by that you do not learn the skills to achieve that, or you don't implement the right things in the right order, you're actually losing 10,000 a month. Now, imagine if you know that your business could be and should be generating 10,000 a month. And if you've been struggling for, let's say 10 months, that is 100,000 in opportunity cost. You've lost $100,000 over the past 10 months because you're not doing the right things that actually get results. So let's recap. There's a 30 days to 20K a month plan. It's not even 7 clients at like 3K a month. It's only 7 perhaps, right? That would be 21K. So, okay, we need the right funnel, which is the webinar. We need to turn on traffic and do this the right way so it's profitable. And then we need to dive into the math so that we know we're only spending what we know is going to reap a return. So we use the profit to reinvest. And we've seen this over and over again, clients getting a minimum of 20,000 a month in their business in 30 days. Obviously, I don't know if you're going to follow our plan and do what we tell you to do, but it's highly, highly possible. Like one of our students, Shenaz, who is a mind, body, soul coach. Now she said, "Oh my gosh, I really can't believe it. My first 3K program, and I sold all 5 spots." And I want you to be our next success story. Now, in fact, you've got 2 options. You can leave this presentation excited, fired up, realizing this is possible, but then go back to the same path you were on, trying to do this by yourself, trying to figure it out. Now, listen, you've been on these trainings before. You've seen these opportunities. You know it is possible. But if you go back to trying to figure this out by yourself, chances are you're going to hit a roadblock where you hit a problem, you're hitting those roadblocks. And if you're gonna have someone else to reach out for, you're not gonna have someone else, then obviously you're not gonna be able to reach those goals. And the second option is that you can work with us and we can help you. We can get you on that right path. It's going to cost you considerably less than going at it by yourself. Now, I'm not saying that option 1 is impossible. Of course, you can probably figure this out by yourself, but it's going to be hard, expensive, slow, and lonely. And perhaps you've been trying this for a year or 2. So you've maybe proven to yourself so far that it's pretty hard at this point. And option 2 is much easier, less expensive in the long run, much faster, and we can go at it together. We can just give you the tools, the resources, the plan of action, and we've done it for ourselves and also for a bunch of our clients. So if you're watching this webinar today, that means we have space. So I want to give you an invitation and present you an opportunity that I would highly suggest you take me up on, because this could be a pivotal moment where everything in your business changes. I'm going to offer you a completely free blueprint call with us. And we're going to endeavor to find out what's going wrong in your business, why you're not where you want to be, and we're going to figure out how to fix it. We're going to give you a plan of action to get your income goals. Now, in fact, you're going to leave this call with the exact blueprint that has taken our clients from 0 to 6 figures a year. You might not realize right now that's actually possible, but it's just because you don't know that you don't know doesn't mean that it can't happen for you. Now let's look at another example. Heather, she was a brand new client for us. She messaged me and saying, It's unreal. I was struggling for years to build my business while still in employment, and now I have a solid program and a system that works for me behind the scenes and consistently, doing celebrating my first 5 clients. It's 20,000. You're the best. So she had never done anything like this before. She turned on the webinar funnel. She followed our process. We have templates, scripts. We've got slide decks. We've got the accountability, handholding support on tech. And she followed the process, utilized our coaching, and got 5 clients, which was a 20K a month. So speed, first 30 days. Now, she went through a program that we have called the Success Formula. And if it feels like a good fit on the phone call, we can tell you all about it. It will give you, I give you a heads up, we don't accept many women into this program. We only work with a limited amount of clients because we want to focus on who we serve and ensure their success rate is really high. But if as a result of this phone call that we have, and if you'd like the plan that we lay out for you, if you get a bunch of clarity, if you're excited about turning your business around in the right direction, then you can feel free to inquire about our coaching and we can see together if it's a good fit. Now, in every single one on the screen right now, as you can see, it's just a selection of our previous clients that went through this process with us, and they were not successful in their business, but they had something that the world needed that would have a great impact. And so they finally found what they needed with us, and they started getting amazing results. So listen, it all starts with your blueprint call. So, okay, let me just give you a quick heads up as to who this call is for. It is absolutely for you if you're a coach or consultant, an expert, and an author. And when I say author, you must have a knowledge that you want to package on the back end of selling your books, and you want to sell your knowledge or stuff for high ticket value. You have info products, courses, live events, done for your services, agencies. You've got something of value to share, but you can't seem to get in front of enough people, of the right people. You're passionate about helping your industry and you want to have a huge impact, but we don't really like helping people that aren't passionate about the topic. And you understand that it takes investment to get to the next level. So what I've done, I've put a link in that's popping up right now in the chat for you. You should see that. You can go ahead and click that link, and that will take you to a page where you can book that call. We have a few spots available over the next couple of days, and then that's it. The opportunity is gone. So go ahead, click the link if you want to book that call. And taking this call is literally the most important thing that you can do right now. I truly believe you're here because you know you've got something good, and I know how much clarity you're going to get on this call. And it's going to be a fantastic conversation. So please do understand we only have a few spots over the next few days. This is not an opportunity that is going to be here in a week's time or 2 weeks' time. You're on this webinar right now at the time where we have some space available in our calendar, but only for the next few days. So pick a time that works for you. Go ahead and lock in that slot. And that time slot that you pick will be reserved for the next 30 minutes. And what you'll be met with after you book a call, it's a form that we need you to fill out on the next page. It's just a series of simple questions, nothing complicated, but gives us a head start or sort of understanding where you're at and how we can help. So there's just a few questions on that form. Will give us a really good idea around what's going on in your business, and it will allow us to have a think about you and your business before we actually jump on that call. Now, this form is so important that we will actually cancel your call if you don't fill out the form on the next page. It is that important to us, and we want to make sure that we have clarity going into that phone call with you. We have more people interested in speaking with us than we have slots available. So it makes sense for us to prioritize those people that are showing a level of commitment by filling out the form and letting us know a little bit about them before we have the call. So please be as detailed as you can on that form as well. That will give us more clarity on the call. So go ahead, hit that button, book your calendar, call now, fill out the short form, and let's have a chat. So finally, the real question for you is, what are you going to do? You know, you've kind of spent 45 minutes here on today's presentation, and hopefully you've enjoyed this. You found this valuable and you've got some clarity. You have something precious, you have something valuable, and you know that it can have an impact. You're not generating the clients that you want right now, and you don't have a clear plan. So oftentimes you're feeling like giving up. You shouldn't do that, right? But what you should do is get yourself on a path that is different to the one that has kept you stuck for perhaps for the last 6, 12, 18, 24 months or more. And there is zero risk booking this phone call. Hopefully, we still have some spaces available. There's a lot of people in this presentation right now, and the spots are going to go pretty quickly. So get a call booked in, have a chat with us. There is zero risk to you, but there could be on the other end of this presentation, on this phone call, everything you'd be looking for to transform your business and get it on the right trajectory. So I'm super excited for you to book a call and speak to us. It will be a refreshing experience. I think we'll get on very well. And if you have a chance, to work together, if you're invited into our coaching program, and if you inquire about that, then I look forward to working with you further and helping you crush your goals in your business this year. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off the webinar now. Thanks again for joining me. And this is it. Last chance. Click that button, book a call, grab a spot, and we will speak to you very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.